What is the truth? It's such a huge question. Uh, so much depends on perception, but I guess ultimately there is a truth, whether that's a divine matter. I don't know. But I guess all we can do as human beings with our frail sensory abilities and our frail, fragile minds that are subject to such crazy, hang on, the cat wants to come out. Subject to such influence from various sources is to work out a way that we can use our senses to get to the truth, because the truth is so important. If you're not informed by the truth, at least in the direction of the truth, you are crazy. You know, it's craziness to try and work on theories that are not grounded in any sense of the truth. So how do we work on that? How do we do that? Partly it's how we're taught as kids to be curious, and when you're cut off from that, when you just accept things blindly, you're more prone to craziness. When you're coming from a geography or a cult, a religion that is trying to push what they perceive as the truth, which may not be the truth, then you're in danger, because you become intolerant to figure out for yourself what the truth really is. So I think the best way is education. You know, to have a lifelong pursuit of things, questioning things, and working out where the truth lies. And you know, when it comes to political truth, that's a tough one, because it's so much based on opinion and how people perceive their values. But there's still a lot of basic things in politics that the truth comes into play a big role. So where a race is defamed or discriminated against, then there's a basic truth that we've got to try and grasp and deal with in the political sense. There's plenty of things you can argue about that around the truth, but when it comes to those big questions, say for me, health, you know, there's some people that come from the idea that no one's entitled to anything, that you've got to work for it. That's actually a very dangerous thing, because it means that you then are allowed to deprive people of basic human rights. And for me, health, I think most people, when it comes to the truth, would agree that health and the ability to access good healthcare is a basic human right. So how do we provide that? You know, and there's been lots of good models around the world. And when you see great countries that don't provide basic healthcare for people, it's mind-boggling, because that means that vast quantities of their population are not living healthy lives and are dragging the economy. They're dying early, they're costing in other ways. Say, for instance, in vascular surgery, if you allow a population not to have vascular surgery, the rate of amputation goes up enormously. Anyone can chop a leg off. Not well, by the way, but if you let general surgeons do vascular services, there's a huge rate of amputation. That ends up costing society enormous billions of dollars. There's lots of good studies about that. Whereas if you introduce a vascular service that can save the legs and revascularize the legs and get the blood supply back again, you've saved save the economy, because people aren't in nursing homes, they're not in wheelchairs, they can work properly, they can get on with their life. So yeah, this is one of the basic truths, is healthcare for all. So I can't get my head around how half a population of a great country like the States doesn't support that or doesn't understand that. It's just, surely that's a matter of education. I don't know. I think once you start accepting human rights, you have to work at it and have to push for it. So I think truth should be a lifelong pursuit. Yeah, go for the ugly truth. Go for the real truth, and try and be yourself. But when yourself is ignorant, try and educate yourself. You know, it's really important to keep asking questions in your life, whether you're religious, whether you're a political extremist. Somehow you've got to try and get back and work out what the truth is. So I wish you well. Good morning.